Welcome to NBA Today. I'm Malika Andrews. There's only 3 days left in the regular season, and there are a ton of questions to be answered because only 5 teams have locked up their seeding. That is it. So here's what we know. We know the Cavaliers and the Thunder. They are the 1 seeds in their respective conferences. OKC, they've locked up the best record in the league. We also know the 2 seeds, right? The Celtics, the Rockets. They've locked those up in each conference, guaranteeing home court until the conference finals. But with that, there's only one other thing we know, at least seeding-wise, right? We know the Orlando Magic are 7th in the East because that's how wild the season is, right? That means that each team in the NBA with only 2 games left in the regular season, 15 of them still have a little TBD next to their names for their seedings when you include the play-in. So 2 teams that could be on a first-round collision course here, Cade Cunningham and the Pistons and the New York Knicks. DDJ, we got a preview of some of what that could look like. Of course, the Knicks were shorthanded in this one. No OG Anunoby, no Josh Hart, but things were chippy from the get.
This was a playoff-level basketball game already. I just wish the Knicks had their full team there, but this was still playoff intense.
What do we mention about that chippiness as Cade Cunningham tries to find his way through Jalen Brunson there? Just a little bit of back and forth, and it continues right here. Tough defense. This is what happens when these 2 teams link up. PJ Tucker known for that intensity there. Dennis Schroeder can't help but smile. And then Cade Cunningham coming up, pulls up for 3, and he needed to let everybody know. What's that team he is repping? Oh, yeah, it's Detroit basketball. Going ahead here to the 4th quarter now. 11:30 to go. Towns off the inbound, buries that long 2-pointer there. So the Knicks, they take a 2-point lead. This was a good evening for Karl Anthony Towns, DDJ.
Yeah, he really came alive in that 4th quarter after a slow start, but he was really the Knicks' primary offense during that stretch.
He finished with 25 points, 10 rebounds, his 31st type of performance this season that ties him for the 5th most 25 and 10 games in Knicks history. But we still got some game to play. Cade Cunningham, there's something he likes about playing against New York, going to work there, flips it in. Pistons now take a 2-point lead. And then the Pistons up 1 here. Cunningham in the post again, gets to his spot and puts it in.
A little mouse in the house from Cade Cunningham. This dude knew how to get to his spot all night.
Once again, gets that mid-range jumper. Gets that one to go. The Pistons extend their lead and get the win in this one. The Pistons are now 3-1 against the New York Knicks this season. And if you're sleeping on Cade Cunningham, his play will be the nightmare that wakes you up. Just look at these numbers that the Pistons are having plenty of confidence, right, heading into the playoffs. There's an 85% chance, DDJ, that we are going to see the Pistons and the Knicks meeting up in this first round. The New York Knicks are a great basketball team. We did not see their full complement of players last night, but the Pistons could give them some trouble here in the first round.
They can give them some more than trouble. They could knock them out in that first round. This is a nightmare scenario for this New York Knicks team to be facing this Detroit Pistons squad. First of all, we got to talk about Cade Cunningham as we just did. They're in a situation with as good as Brunson is, with as great as Karl Anthony Towns is, they will not have the best player on the court when they face Detroit Pistons. The best player on the court is going to be Cade Cunningham. We just saw what he did. 30 points average over the season, but that's not even including the 30-point blowout that they had. The last 3 games, he's averaged about 35 points. This dude knows how to get to his spot against those Knicks. It was mouse in the house all night. He knows how to slow that thing down, and then also he can get the ball to the bigs down low. He has just so many problems for that Knicks team defensively. Then on the other side, this Pistons squad is a top 10 defense since the All-Star break. They can cause a lot of trouble on that end as well.
We've talked about how they have the right infusion of young stars along with vets. It feels like they finally got all the pieces clicking at the right time, and they certainly play tough. J.B. Bickerstaff, of course, has playoff experience. I'm not sure I can go quite as far with you that they have the best player in this series. If Jalen Brunson is at his full complement, of course, he's been working his way back from injury here. For the Knicks to be able to put the Pistons away, what's going to come down to?
It's going to come down to Karl Anthony Towns to me. It's going to be about him being the guy that he was in that 4th quarter. He's averaging about 25 and 10 against this Pistons squad, but they're going to throw everybody at him. Duran is going to be at him. They're going to have Beef Stew coming after him.
Yep, and he loves that matchup.
Karl Anthony Towns is going to have to be a dominant force down low if they're going to have a shot, to beat this team.
Yeah, the Knicks face the Cavaliers tonight. The Cavaliers, Garland is probable. Mobley and Allen aren't even on the injury report, so we assume they're playing, but no Donovan Mitchell in this one as seeding continues to to be jockeyed for around the association. What do you say? Let's go coast to coast. Check in on some of last night's action. We start with Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks. They had no issue against the shorthanded Pelicans. Milwaukee now won 6 straight games. Giannis had 28 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 0 turnovers. And then after the game, Giannis, he spoke about his recent success. Take a listen.
I feel like I'm having fun. That's all. I feel like I'm having fun. You know, if I'm having fun, I'm competing, I'm in a good place. It doesn't matter how many minutes I play or what's in front of me. I just want to, have fun and compete.
So what does a having fun Giannis mean for the Bucks heading into the postseason?
This means that Giannis gives the Bucks a shot against anybody. I mean, he has had to pick up the pieces after this team does not have Dame Lillard, probably won't have him for at least the beginning of the playoffs. Giannis has taken over that responsibility, got everybody involved. The assists have been up, and he said, I'm going to put this team on my shoulder no matter who's missing.
And that's the biggest question mark. Will we see a fully healthy Milwaukee Bucks team? Next up, Tyrese Halliburton, the Pacers. They also won their 6th straight. They defeated a Cavaliers team that was without Mitchell, Mobley, and Darius Garland. But hey, you got to beat who's in front of you, right? With the win, they secured a home court in the first round. We're talking about Tyrese recording his 33rd 10-assist game this season. How much of a problem is this team going to be in the playoffs?
A serious problem, Malika. This team did go to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. This team has an identity on both sides of the basketball. Offensively, we know that they're one of the best offensive teams in the league. They're led by the head of the snake and Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam in the half-court set. He could get a bucket.
Well, the Pacers and Bucks, they're both playing their best basketball at the right time. They have an 85% chance again to run it back in the first round. Last year, the Pacers won their meeting in 6 games, but the Bucks have won 3 of their 4 meetings this season. So, Perk, in a 7-game series, who are you giving an edge to, the Bucks or the Pacers?
Without Dame Lillard, we don't know what's his status. I give the slight edge to the Indiana Pacers, but I will say this, right? In my eyes, Giannis is the 2nd greatest power forward of all time behind Tim Duncan. Okay? In this been having, part that I've been seeing to Giannis' game, Malika, is that the assists, him being able to make guys around him better at a high rate. Every time I look up, Giannis is getting a triple-double. And so this is an opportunity for Giannis to go into this postseason and show the world that, hey, I'm Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm still one of the best, if not the best players in the world. So when I look at Giannis, a happy Giannis, I will say this. Although I get a slight edge to the Pacers, I would not be surprised if it goes 7 games. Or Giannis is the best player in that series, and the Bucks pull it off.
What it comes down to in a lot of ways is health for the Milwaukee Bucks. Unfortunately, we have not seen a healthy Milwaukee Bucks team in the playoffs for a couple of years now. Because what if I told you this? Since winning the championship, they have won only 1 playoff series. They do not want to have back-to-back-to-back first-round exits because larger conversations could start to bubble up for the Milwaukee Bucks. But again, I put nothing past Giannis Antetokounmpo. An 85% chance we're going to get a rematch of the Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks in these playoffs. There's so much we need to get to in our show to get you set for the last weekend of the regular season. Big seeding implications out west and an even bigger statement from Anthony Edwards. You're going to want to hear what he's going to say about channeling, who he's channeling heading into the playoffs. Plus, with the